He's bullshitting you, lady. Straight away, we've got some red flags from Lucifer. Hello and welcome to Metalhead Theology. I'm your host, Amy, Catholic theologian and heavy metal enthusiast. So we're kicking it off today with one of my favorite songs, an absolute classic of the genre. It's N.I.B by Black Sabbath. So we're going to start off with a little bit of history. So here I have the Wikipedia article about the song N.I.B. So popular misconception about this song is that it stands for Nativity in Black or Name in Blood. It doesn't. It was just the bass player being mean to the drummer. It's just classic hijinks. But if we look at the meaning of the song, we can see the lyrics are written in the first person from the point of view of Lucifer. And what the bassist Terence slash Geezer Butler is doing here is he's thinking about what would happen if the devil fell in love with a woman and became a better person and became good. Now, we all know that human men do this sometimes, right? Sometimes men meet a woman and think, oh shit, I better start being a good man for this woman. Is it possible for the devil to do that? The short answer is no, and we'll get into why. Okay, so on to the song itself. The first thing to note is it has a very sexy bass line. You can tell this song was written by the bass player, it's very bass driven. The guitar riff is also pretty good too. Some people say my love cannot be true. That's right. This is Lucifer talking. His love cannot be true. But he says, if you believe me, I'm going to give you all these things. I'm going to give you the sun. I'm going to give you the moon. I'm going to give you the stars. Now, these lyrics remind me, I've just got my Bible here, reminds me of Matthew chapter 4, which is when Jesus went up into the wilderness. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. So that's our friend Lucifer who's singing this song. And then if I skip to verse 8, chapter 4, verse 8, again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor, and said to him, all these I will give you if you will fall down and worship me. Jesus said to him, away with you, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him. Then the devil left him, and suddenly angels came and waited on him. But this story is very, very similar to what Lucifer is saying to the woman that he's addressing here in this song. So in the desert, he's telling Jesus, like, oh, if you worship me, then you can have all the kingdoms of the earth. And in this song, he's saying to this woman, oh, if you go out with me, I'll give you the sun, the moon, and the stars because they all bear my seal. But the fact of the matter is, the devil doesn't own all the kingdoms of the world, and he doesn't own the sun, the moon, and the stars. So he's bullshitting you, lady. He doesn't have the sun, the moon, and the stars to give you. They belong to God. So straight away, we've got some red flags from Lucifer. Let's keep going. Okay, so this is a misheard lyric on my part because I always thought the words were follow me now and you will not regret living the life you led before we met. But it's actually leaving the life you led before we met. So I used to think that what this lyric was saying was kind of parodying how, if you become a Christian, generally speaking, you regret the life that you led before you met Jesus, and you have to stop doing a lot of the things that you're doing before. So I thought he was saying you won't regret living the life you led before we met, as in, I'm not going to try and change you. Like, I'm not like God. You can do whatever you want. I'm the devil. I'm chill. But that's actually not what he's saying. He's actually saying you will not regret leaving the life you led before we met, which, if I hop back into my Bible, reminds me very much of a story in the Gospel of Luke. So Luke chapter 5, I'm also just realizing I'm just reading Luke's gospel, and Luke actually gives a far more dramatic reading of that story that I just read about Jesus in the wilderness. So never mind. The gospels are all kind of unique and all have their own kind of character. So I'd recommend reading them all. But anyway, chapter 5. Once while Jesus was standing beside the lake of, I don't know how to say these Middle Eastern place names, Gennesaret. I think. And the crowd was pressing in on him to hear the word of God. He saw two boats there at the shore of the lake. The fishermen had gone out of them and were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little way from the shore. And then it says, then Jesus said to Simon, do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching people, as in, instead of fish. When they had brought their boats to shore, they left everything and followed him. Jesus asked the disciples to leave everything to follow him. And now we have the devil asking this woman to leave everything and follow him. So that's kind of crazy. And yeah, if she does that, she may well be with the devil forever till the end of time, but that probably wouldn't work out for her too well. Okay, creepy as. So, if you can imagine you'd never heard this song before, this is the big reveal that the speaker of the song is Lucifer. So, that's pretty cool. We left it to the third verse. If you get into cahoots with the devil, um, if he will get you under his power, and his power over you will grow stronger. Um, this is a bad thing, okay? This is not, ladies, if the devil is saying these things to you, it's not good. It's not a green flag, it's a red flag. Okay. And then the line, look into my eyes, you'll see who I am. My name is Lucifer, please take my hand. This is just my interpretation of the lyrics, but I think what the bass player was trying to do here is it's the devil trying to express to this woman that he really has changed. I think it's interesting to use like a name, Lucifer, because titles like Satan, the devil, they're not like very flattering titles, right? But he's saying, like, this is my name, take my hand, look into my eyes, like you'll see that I've really changed. These are the kind of things that the devil will try and say to you. The devil wants to suck you in. I think these lyrics do a really good job of the kind of lies that the devil tells us, and particularly the one in the first verse that is actually found in the Bible. The devil tried that line on Jesus, and it didn't work on Jesus, and so now he's working his way down humanity until he's getting pretty far down the bottom of the pile to the bass player of Black Sabbath. You may recall I said at the beginning of the video that this song cannot be true. We know that the devil must be lying here because the devil can't change. Well, how do we know that the devil can't change? Well, we know that the devil is an angel. He's a fallen angel, but he is an angel. And if you know anything about angels, then you would know that they kind of can't change by definition, and I will explain why. So, a little physics lesson. In the universe, in space, there are three dimensions. So, we've got up and down, left to right, and then like depth, like forwards and backwards. They're three dimensions, right? But we also have the fourth dimension, which is time. I am existing in time right now because, contrary to popular belief, I am a human being. So I exist in time and I'm traveling through time. This is because when God created me, he created me with both a body, which is physical, and a soul, which is eternal. Which means that when I make choices at certain points in time. I had the choice throughout my lifetime to choose to either be a Christian or not be a Christian. I really started to take my faith seriously about 10 years ago. I won't say how old I was at that point because a lady never reveals. But if I remain steadfast in that choice for my temporal life until I die, then whichever choice I had made will kind of be fixed at that point, because that's the point at which I will stop existing in time in the universe and I will exist outside of the realm of time and space. And so I can't change my mind. Now, angels already exist and have always existed outside of the space-time continuum ever since they were created. So when God created the angels, because he didn't create them inside time and space, there's no like linear progression of time. So it's not like when the devil, like he spent the first 2000 years of his life doing one thing and then changed his mind at a point in time and then spent the rest of the thousands of years of his life doing another thing, because time doesn't work like that for angels because they exist outside of time. So when Lucifer made the decision to not accept God as his supreme creator and instead put himself as an equal with God, and God was like, "Now, mate, you're gone. You've fallen. Goodbye." That decision was made in an instant, but at the same time, it was made for eternity. So it's not possible from a theological perspective for angels to like change their minds about things because of physics. It's if you exist outside the space-time continuum, then you can't change your mind. And that's almost incomprehensible to human beings who do exist in the space-time continuum, because it's very inconceivable to think of eternity. But try and think about it. If you think about it, it makes sense. So we know this song can't be true because angels can't change their minds, and Lucifer is a fallen angel. If you enjoyed this video and you find this kind of content entertaining, please subscribe, because I will be making more videos just like this one.